Arise, O youth, hope of the motherland. Shake from your hearts and mind the chains of the oppressor, the fetters of slavery. Rise, hark to the muses, awake the sleeping genius. Reside in your soul, let it fly, release it to the wind and sky. Yes, sing the sweetest song and shout the thunderous anthems, write poems of tender love and chronicles of the sublime.
Arise, O youth, hope of the motherland. Shake from your hearts and mind chains of the oppressor, the fetters of slavery. Arise, hark to the muses, awake the sleeping genius. Reside in your soul, let it fly, release it to the wind and sky.
Take your brushes to the glades and waters of this lovely land. Teach the masses, heal the sick, build bridges, soar to the skies in edifices of steel and stone.
Arise, O youth, hope of the motherland. Set your genius free, let it run with the wind till your brow shows its lights. Golden rise, hope of the motherland. Set your genius free, let it run with the wind till your brow shows its lights. Golden
Hope of the motherland. Farewell to you, fragments of my soul, friends of my childhood in the home we have lost. I am thankful I'll be resting after all this oppressive day. farewell to you, my dear fatherland, pearl of the Orient, garden of Eden lost. Had it been a life more brilliant, still would I have offered you as a dream since life first opened. All the dreams when hopes are young, of your face free from all sorrows, free from grief, joys for tomorrow. Oh, my life, my burning desire, cries my soul about to expire. Will you aspire to be in the bosom of eternity? How die, you'll be
I know a girl from an island. She stands apart from the crowd. She loves the sea and her people. She makes her whole family proud. Sometimes the world seems against you. The journey may leave us sore, but scars can heal and reveal just where you are. I am the girl who loves my island, and the girl who loves the sea. It calls me. I
Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and breathe. It's time to try to find gravity. I think I'll try to find gravity. You can't hold me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never go. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high, of course. I'd sooner find the gravity. Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity, and you can't hold me down. So if you care to find me love to the western sky, as someone told me lately, everyone deserves the chance to fly. And if I'm flying so low, at least I'm flying free. To those so around me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I'm defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity, and soon I'll match the theory now. And nobody in all of us, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down. Bring me down. Everybody say, oh. Thank you very much, everybody. Once again, thank you very much for having me here.
Everyone, and thank you so much, dear twin Merly, for joining us. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Kumusta?
Year.
So beautiful.
Hi, everyone. Happy New Year.
Yes, and you are my special guest for this new year. So I'd like to ask you about how was 2024 as far as you're concerned? What are the highlights and what are your personal highlights and professional highlights as far as the WFWP is concerned, twin?
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I am very honored. Yes, this will be my first podcast, first
Yes, for
interview of the
2025.
year 2025. First of all, before we start, I want to congratulate you for your very big achievement.
Oh.
Dr. Twin, Dr.
Oh.
Mariver
I
Montibon.
forgot. Thank you, twin.
What a big
2024 was good to me. So I finished the doctoral
Yes.
studies in our beloved HJI. And you are also a student now.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
how are you doing that?
I'm surviving. The first year I thought I'll die, but now I'm thriving.
No,
Yes.
good. Kayang-kaya. So tell us about 2024, twin. How has
Yes.
it been for you?
2024 has been a year of both extreme contradictions, hope and challenges, or challenges and hope, and um, both for me was more on going back to introspecting who I am, what I can do at the very beginning of the year, because of the war, because of so many things that has transpired in the world that in my mind, in my vision, it was not programmed. And so
Many
I have
unexpected things.
yeah, many
Wow.
unexpected things.
Mhm.
And for Women's Federation wise, we need to recalibrate for the UN Relations Office, at least in New York.
Mhm.
Somehow, towards the end of the year, we were able to kind of go back to the center and see some results,
Mhm.
satisfactory
Wow.
result. It's not what I would have really considered as excellent result, but
Mhm.
at least near the vicinity of where I wanted to be. So
Wow. So, what are the projects that you were able to accomplish as planned?
yes,
Mhm.
in January last year, February actually, I went to Philippines.
Mhm.
A year of travel
Oh,
this year.
nice.
Yes, I went to visit Philippines for this movie, uh, supporting director Danny Aguilar for the movie Chocolate Hills in Bohol. It's one of our environmental advocacy there. It's not all about that, but it's a beautiful movie. I'm one of the associate producers. So yeah, and then so we planted a seed there, and it's ongoing. And next year I'm gonna go, and hopefully by 2025 we can start with the filming.
Wow.
So that we started with that our 2024, and then in March, of course, the Commission on the Status of Women. It was big, actually. We had a 2-day advocacy training on women empowerment, youth leadership. We welcomed guests and colleagues from 20 countries. We had we had parallel events, and I met really good people from the Philippines and all over the world, women leaders, and it gave me opportunity to go to Europe. Later on the year, we had another event. We were preparing for the 30th anniversary of the Fourth World Conference on Women in Beijing in 1995. Next year is the 30th anniversary. So after the CSW, right off the bat, it was actually one of the challenging and very productive experience for me. I joined forces with 10 other women groups, and in preparing for the actually this is the Commission on the Status of Women, NGO CSW Geneva, and they organized a consultation and a review and assessment of the Beijing Platform for Action. And we did a 7-month work of research on the achievements, the challenges, the gaps, and recommendations and action steps moving forward for the Beijing Platform for Action for the UNECE region. And I work with women from Seroptimus, Donta, many other group of women leaders. And I was tasked to be the convener of the whole group. And
So, what were you trying to achieve? Like, you were looking at how women have improved their lives.
we assessed. We did some research on the mandates of the Beijing Platform for Action, the 12 critical areas of concerns, and from poverty, women in poverty, women and girls in education, environment. So my working group was on the environment, and we wanted to see what has been achieved and whether what was promised in 1995 and that the government said they were going to do this,
Mhm.
that, and so we reviewed that, and
And do you have findings so far?
we do.
Uh-huh.
It's in our website, but it's in our. Actually, it's in here in our report,
Mhm.
but also it's in the website of the NGO CSW Geneva.
But generally, can you say we have improved our lives since 1995?
There are some parts that have been improved, but as in terms of women's rights,
Mhm.
instead, yes, it has improved. But what was the challenge is very difficult, even for this UNECE region, the European Economic Commission region,
Mhm.
56 countries from Russia all the way to Canada.
Mhm.
But there is no data. There is no data that where we can specifically pinpoint.
Like where we
Yeah,
can
but
compare.
because it's still like these countries work in silos, where
Mhm.
in the Scandinavian countries, right, the Nordic countries, they're very up to the women's rights,
Yeah.
very environmental work, climate action, women empowerment. It's some of it are their policies are embedded into the business policies and
Mhm.
regulations.
So that's good as far as the
Yes.
Scandinavians are
Yes,
concerned.
but then there's this country in Central Asia, and Belarus, Kazakhstan, and the STANS countries. It's hard to get data,
Oh.
but clearly, compared to 1995,
Mhm.
there are huge accomplishment. But then, because of the new challenges that we have, had there been no war,
Mhm.
we would have been really close to achieving.
So
what we
war was
want.
a disruption to
Oh yes,
our prosperity, of
yes,
course, right?
yeah. It's a threat to
Mhm.
human and women's security, and climate change, environmental issues, health. We covered this.
Mhm.
It's actually very fascinating to me. That was one of the most challenging
Yeah.
work that we have done, because we have to work together with 10 other different organizations, and aside, in addition to my work here in UN New York,
Mhm.
I have to organize weekly meetings and monthly meetings and lead this group, and then actually travel to Geneva, travel to Vienna to do
Mhm.
all this work. But what was most for me rewarding is
Mhm.
meeting these women. For 7 months, we've been meeting online
Mhm.
every week, and sometimes we fight.
Mhm.
Sometimes
Well,
we
I
fight,
think it's healthy,
but
right?
then yeah, it's a healthy fight. It's but it's like many Wonder Woman and Superwoman coming
So
together.
how do you deal with that? Like women leaders, they're like alpha female, right?
Alpha female. I
And
think I'm the only Sigma there.
oh my gosh. So how do you engage? I mean, you're trained for diplomacy, I'm sure. So how do you navigate? Tell us about how you deal and so that you still get into your achieving your goals.
Really knowing your why, like why you're there.
Uh-huh.
Because there were points at some point I really wanted to, like, okay, they're much better than I am, because these are
Uh-huh.
some are the retired women. These are CEOs and judges, and they work
Oh.
for Department of States and all that. Very intimidating. I was one
Really?
of the. I'm not the youngest, but maybe second to the youngest.
You're one of the youngest.
Very
Yeah.
intimidating, but I think my strong point is what I can contribute. I had people around me who can help me. I had interns to support me, and they're very good when we need information right away. It's there, but it's really beyond what the expertise. I must say that it's really our heart.
Mhm.
It's our heart that powers us.
The passion for the work, right?
Because when it comes to the point where you compete with your expertise and your information and your how articulate you are, or the stock knowledge,
Mhm.
it can be a cost. for division and infighting when we focus on our expertise. But knowing that the overall purpose and vision of what you want to achieve together, and then your individual differences, you really need that the relationship of heart, your social and interpersonal relationship. I realized that that what made me move forward, because I was judged too, because I was young, and
Yeah.
I was.
So they question
Yeah.
you, like, your experience, because you're younger.
It's not about it's my experience, but it's more on management, and in it's more on okay, this is my opinion, therefore, take this my opinion, it should be in that, don't delete this, don't delete that. And at the end of the day, we were supposed to, after 7 months, we were supposed to come up with a 1,000 word statement, and 3 recommendations, short-term, long-term, mid-term, and long-term action forward. And then with 96,000 pages. Well, I'm exaggerating. 96,000 pages of like a background paper of everything that was said, and the citations and everything. But the challenge of putting together those 1,000 words in one paper at one page, and then we assigned a group of women to put it together. These are journalists. These are seasoned women who are good in their field, right? And then, but at the end of the day, I have to cut down some words. And when it comes to policy documents, people are very sensitive of these words means a lot for this context, this, and that. You can't cut that. But then, that was a growing period for me. But
what month was this?
From March until September, October. But you know what? When we got there, I thought that, wow, we've been together. We were focused on the work and the output. But then somehow, you really have to think of what is the greater good. Because if you think of, oh, you offended me, and one of my
nothing will happen.
I was supported by one of the I think a lot, like half of the I was supported, I must say. But one of the pillar of support that I had, this lady from Seroptimus, and she's a coach, she's a businesswoman, and she said that, Merly, I understand it must be very difficult, but now you know what it feels like to herd cats. And Superwoman and Wonder Woman, like you're walking on eggshells and landmines. However, when I got there, we didn't know each other, right? We got to know each other from just Zoom meetings. But when we got there, I would just rely on, like, okay, this is what she looks like in Zoom, and then so carrying luggage, and then at the lobby of the hotel, and then there were like thousands of women, right? And then I could tell from the voice, I could tell, and sometimes in Zoom, sometimes with filters, you don't recognize them.
They look younger.
They look younger and beautiful, and then but with their voice, and then so things change, because as soon as you see them in person, there's like, and then I was like, oh, Monica, oh, Paula, and hi.
So exciting.
It felt like we were sisters from different parents, or we were friends from the past life, and
that's nice.
So everything, we were like sisters, like, and we're genuinely happy, connected in heart, so happy to see each other, and everything that the frictions
during the online meetings,
it disappeared.
Nice.
So my conclusion is that there's the vibrations and the energy
Mhm.
that you feel online and in person is very different.
That's
And
good.
yeah, it makes a world of difference.
So your document was able to push through.
Yes, actually, this one here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this one.
Uh-huh. That's the one.
Yeah, UNEC Beijing plus 30 civil society
Ah.
consultation.
Wow.
There are 12 areas of concerns, and we were on the environment. So this is our statement here, women and
Oh.
environment. We had our statement and our recommendation.
And it took
then-
7 months to finish it.
Oh
huh?
yes,
Yes. So
But
wow, it's
this
a
is,
good process.
so this is an advocacy tool
Mhm.
where anywhere in the UNECE countries,
Uh-huh.
in Europe and some parts of Central Asia, we can
What is ECE to mean?
economic
Oh.
European Economic
Economic.
Commission.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
regions. So
Uh-huh.
like UN divided
Uh-huh.
the regions by
So you were assigned with the
the
Europe.
Europe, including USA, Canada, Israel, all of that
Mhm.
area, some parts of the Middle East.
Somebody else is
56
assigned.
countries.
You're not assigned with Asia, Philippines.
Asia Pacific.
Uh-huh.
That's someone
That's different.
else. Yes.
I see.
Another group was
I
assigned
see.
to that. However,
Congratulations on this.
thank you.
So
Thank
this
you.
is a preparation document for the 2025.
30th anniversary
yeah.
of the Beijing conference.
Is it going to be in Beijing too?
No,
or
it's
here in
New
the
York.
UN?
What
Wow,
happened was
New York,
in,
I mean.
in Geneva
Yeah.
last year in October, the member states in Europe,
Mhm.
they met in Geneva and they wanted to hear from the civil society our
Mhm.
our recommendations, our research, and so this was presented to
Mhm.
the member states,
Mhm.
and then
Were they
the-
receptive?
they are receptive, but of course they already have their reports also from their own country,
Mhm.
and then this is just from the civil society, not
Mhm.
government, the
Will be
ambassadors,
different.
different. And then with the discussion in Geneva, and then they're gonna bring it to New York in March next year.
Question, Twin.
Mhm.
Do governments listen to civil society when you have all this work done? Would they put it into their policies, or how does the women's groups ensure that they are already in the policies per state?
Well, technically, they're supposed to,
Mhm.
but in action, how much they take our input, it's hard to measure.
Mhm.
It's hard to measure. What I can say is that this actually how it works is,
Mhm.
for example, this advocacy document.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you want. You have the data,
Mhm.
and then you go to your country. You go to your U.S. ambassador or country's ambassador, and then or go to the Department of Women or Agriculture and
Mhm.
Environment. Go to the local stakeholder and present to them your findings.
So that
and
is the
your recommendation. Actually, the work of the civil society, much of the results and the impact is on the ground.
right.
That's why, right?
Not much on government,
No,
or they
no.
they
No, this is
listen
for
to
the
you.
civil society.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The input for the civil
Mhm.
society. Government, they always already they
Have their own.
they have their own agenda. They already have their policies.
Mhm.
However, on the ground, they rely on the input of the NGOs.
Yes.
It depends on whether the NGOs are credible,
Mhm.
if they have a productive mutual relationship with the local government.
Mhm.
Because some NGOs also they trigger that the government
Trigger conflict,
yeah,
perhaps.
they trigger conflict because they're very judgmental, because they know that which of the policies the governments are lacking.
Mhm.
NGOs are very good at monitoring what's lacking from the government, which is actually true, right?
Yeah, on your part, being a non-profit, a non-government organization, you advocate, and at the same time you have a critical eye on the implementation of programs. And you also implement programs, right?
Yes,
The
yes,
WFWP.
yes. So in order for a civil society organization to have an impact,
Mhm.
we have to identify, it's our job to identify. If you don't know already what change you want in the society, identify a social problem, socioeconomic problem, and assess, check whether your organization has the resources, financial and human resources, to solve this problem. And you need to do it in partnership with the government. By yourself alone, um, it cannot be a sustainable solution. It cannot be a sustainable initiative. You really need to make the local government, local leadership understand that your solution is for long term, so that they can adopt it and they can fund it. And then, rather than doing it on your own, and then you'll be like doing walking the path in parallel and not communicating with them, then there are so many things that government can support, and it's
really
meant to be really a partnership.
Right. So it's really important to have a collaborative effort on the ground, because that is only when things happen. Otherwise, like non NGOs and government somehow compete if they're not having a healthy relationship, right? Or government
They
pushes
don't
down
compete
NGOs
so there's
if there's no collaboration.
yeah, it's I would say like a estranged husband and wife.
That's so hard.
Yeah, they don't communicate. I mean, but they have good intentions. Good intentions.
Right.
But the implementation, they don't communicate.
Wow.
And the victim is
the community.
The community.
The family.
Yeah. And you're wasting resources.
Right.
You're wasting money, you're wasting your time, you're wasting people.
What are the projects of WFWP on the ground that you are proud to say that it's a breakthrough in terms of creating an impact for women?
I'm always biased for Philippines, but our environmental work, our raising young global peace ambassadors, young leaders, leadership, and our permaculture project. But I think what I'm doing, my project in Philippines, it's a small scale project compared to the 30-year work of the Women's Federation in Africa and in Asia and all over the world. We run schools. We have vocational schools, buildings in Africa, in Rwanda, in Senegal, in Mozambique. We have graduated thousands of students already. So that for me is
what specific education, Twin? Or is it like
from kindergarten,
high school,
to
college,
elementary, high school, and then college vocational schools? The vocational schools, I saw from the reports, they have sewing, tailoring, they have microfinance.
So practical skills, right? For entrepreneurs.
Skills.
Yeah. So I would like to focus too on how is the permaculture movement in the Philippines going? I was able to cover a lot of that endeavor of yours.
Yes. Well, firstly, this year we have completed the construction of the permaculture training center. It's called Asia Pacific Peace Education Center. It's a $120,000 building, and we are going to use that as a demo farm, peace leadership and permaculture training center. This year, we have partnered with the municipal agriculturist office in Carmen, and then we sponsored scholarship for 5 municipal agriculturists to study, to get a certification on permaculture system designs.
Nice.
And offered by the University of Philippines Open University.
Wow.
So we sponsored 5 municipal agriculturists.
Congratulations.
So the goal and 5 youth leaders. The goal of that is so that this is what I'm referring to as partnership,
Mhm.
right? We laid the foundation on the ground, and then communicate that vision to the mayor, to the local government. And in this case, in February and in June, when I went back to Philippines, we did a survey also
Mhm.
for women empowerment. I introduced to them our vision, and so the goal is, when after they get their certification, then they get an idea what permaculture is all about.
Mhm. How is the
Yeah.
permaculture being received by the locals? Are they excited, or are they like resistant?
So permaculture is very new,
Mm.
and there is a warmth, excitement in the beginning, and then when people realize that, oh, it's long term, we cannot expect the yield that in the next 3 months, or it's at least 5 years,
Mhm.
5 to 10 years. You'll see
You'll
the
see
transformation, and you see the
change.
health of
Mhm.
the soil, and the trees around your environment, your surrounding. 3 years is you see like sprouts of
Mhm.
the whole vision, and then 5 years you'll see it that, okay, it's stabilized.
Nice.
But then you can see the fruit of your labor. 10 years. But
Mhm.
people are impatient, especially
They want
when they want to
immediate
see, like, tomorrow
gratification.
I plan today, tomorrow I want to see this. So anything that is good and sustainable, it requires patience and hard work,
Right.
and the understanding and ownership of the vision.
Mhm.
So people who are short-minded,
Mhm.
people who are short-minded, they say it's not for me. It's
So
not
that's
for
a
me.
challenge, right?
That is one of the challenge. Yes, but we are lucky,
But you're
because.
persistent. I
But
know.
it's not just me. I am an amateur. There is the Regenesis project.
Mhm.
They're big. They're large scale. They're architects. They have connections. They're developers.
So are they in the Philippines?
Full scale in Carmen,
Oh,
in the
wow.
other side of town. And so
Oh,
we're working with them. So
nice.
I sent our young people there to be trained by
For
them. So
training.
we work in partnership
Wonderful.
with them, because they're already very well established.
Nice.
Mine is really more on, my vision is for this property, the training center, to be a demo farm, but
Mhm.
it's also a peace education
Well,
center.
You're starting, so that's great.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about the prospects for 2025, and tell us too about how you have grown this year. What are your personal realizations?
Okay, yeah. Personally, I mean, yeah, that was like we focused so much on the Beijing plus 30,
Yeah.
to Geneva, Vienna, to Italy, to
Mhm.
France. I met really good women there. However, one of the special event, or something special that happened to me in May this year,
Mhm.
was actually from the CSW. I met this wonderful um, lady, young lady. She works for Coca-Cola, Ivana De La Torre,
Mhm.
at CSW. She was one of the Philippine delegation to the CSW. And then upon our meeting, so we connected, and she recommended me to receive a scholarship for Women of the World Women in Policy coaching program, a 6-week coaching program,
Mhm.
and a cohort of 5 entrepreneurs and young women leaders.
Mhm.
Well, they're not really young; they're like in their 30s and 40s,
Mhm.
very well established businesswomen. And so I was able to reinforce. I was able to gain more knowledge on how I can um, more on influence strategically and communicate what your vision is, and integrate it into your life. So I
That's your
wrote, but
takeaway
by
for
the
the year?
end of the 6 weeks, There's a manifesto that I wrote,
Uh-huh.
and it's about how I wanted to put up a permaculture environmental project and train young global women peace ambassadors in every continent, in villages in every continent, and
Nice. So you're integrating it.
so integrating
Leadership,
it and
environment.
the clarity, having the clarity and strategy in from a business and entrepreneurs perspective, for me it was very helpful. And then another very impactful for me was receiving a fellow from Iraq.
Oh, wow.
A community solutions program fellow out of 11,000 who applied for a U.S. Department of State program implemented by IREX. Out of 11,000, she was the only one who got accepted, and
Congratulations.
Worldwide there were only like 69 who got accepted. She got assigned to us, so they asked us if we wanted. We have a curriculum to train young professional, and I said, okay, I'll accept the challenge. I put together a program for 4 months, and she came. She came here, and she helped me put together the success indicators and the log frame of the Young Global Women Peace. We co-authored together healing and forgiveness and healing as a way of achieving peace in the Middle East.
Wow.
You know, the Middle East is the hotbed of conflict for thousands and thousands of years.
There.
Right? And I feel like we are all over the world except that area in the Middle East. And when I saw her, she educated me, the culture, the people. Like what you read in the news is just a very small fraction of the context of
what is really going on
there.
Right?
Yeah. And the more she shared to me about the Muslim culture, she's a Muslim, and that she's a young woman, but she's very ambitious, and we put together a curriculum for young global peace ambassadors to bring to Iraq the Bridge of Peace ceremony. So it will be youth peace and security, women peace and security in the Middle East. So making the young people young women age 16 to 24 to be the brokers of peace in the community, looking for enemy neighbors, enemy countries, like from Kurdistan to Iraq to Turkey. So these people, they killed each other in the past, and then so there's one area, it's called Kirkuk, where it's a melting pot of these cultures. And so this is the area.
You are in that area.
This is the area where we're going to bring the Bridge of Peace ceremony, where we're going to bring healing from the descendants or families of those who were killed, and then bring reconciliation, asking forgiveness, repentance, and then healing, and working together on a environmental project so that people need to heal. It's one thing to say, I'm sorry, okay, I forgive you, and that's it.
Yeah.
But no, you've crossed the bridge, right? If you cross the bridge, it's one thing to do that in more like a pageantry style, but then going down, people need to experience healing. And the only way for people to experience healing and be able to really forgive and release that grudge and anger is when we work together and see eye to eye and work for a greater good.
So the environmental project is a good common ground.
Yes, we integrate.
Amazing.
Will you go with me when we get the grant? We have applied for a grant.
That's amazing.
And we need to do some fundraising.
I'll be honored to be there and witness it.
I've been doing some research. I've been in touch with Iraqi journalists in Vienna, and they're wonderful people. Wonderful people.
I would love to see and write about it too.
It's the cradle of civilization.
Right.
Babylon is in Iraq.
Right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It's amazing to see that place.
But I felt that okay, that the whole 4 months for me
Mhm.
was like you could really see how a time well spent, well invested
Mhm.
in a span of 4 months. What you
Mhm.
can do in planting a seed of peace to the world.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Slowly, with patience and love, right, Twin?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And my dream for 2025, this is part of the project right now. I'm putting together video materials, lecture materials, and next year I'm going to do podcast.
Oh, looking forward.
Heaven help me.
Yes.
But,
Oh, you can do that.
things that are not in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of the comfort zone that the discomfort that I did a lot of it in 2024. So looking for another beyond the comfort zone.
Yeah, going to
initiative.
Iraq. But wow, like the 2025 Beijing assessment and then
Yes.
the Iraq project, that's
Yes.
enough to make your hands full, Twin, for 2025.
And the movie, the Chocolate Hills
movie.
movie. Yes.
Wow.
There's one more.
Yeah.
Very big for Women's Federation. April 10 to 14, we will have a pilgrimage tour in Korea. Our founder,
Oh, yeah.
Mother Moon, will open an international interfaith peace temple
Wow.
in Korea. And for the USA, we are having you registered, right? We're going to do a tour, and one of the leg that we're going to do, well, there's the World Leaders Summit,
Mhm.
but we're hoping to go to the DMZ, the 38th parallel. I've
Yes.
been there before, but I want to go there again. Yeah.
Wow. That's something to look forward to in 2025, Twin,
Yes.
to see the
yes.
temple and
Yeah.
to go to parallel.
And working with New York City government,
Mhm.
I want to apply this Young Global Peace Ambassador. Actually, 3 countries:
Mhm.
New York City. Here in New York
Mhm.
City, we're asking for funding,
Mhm.
and then India and Iraq.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
All the
yes.
best to you, Twin. Grabe.
Well, heaven help us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you can do it because you're very systematic and faithful, and you have a team.
I have.
So,
Yes.
a wonderful
I must
team.
thank my team. Yeah, I must thank my team. I mean, a leader can only be as good as their members, their team. Really.
Team,
Yeah.
right? Oh
I mean,
my
no
God.
matter how high and mighty a goal is, but if you don't have people who support you, there,
Yeah.
you'll be miserable.
It's hard.
But
to make
I'm
it happen.
surrounded with great women, passionate, brilliant women around me. My team here in
That's
New York.
wonderful because you also choose
International.
your village. That is important as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So we can go on and on, Twin, but thank you so much for your time, and my prayers and love are with you
Oh,
for
thank you.
2025.
We also have our own plan, right?
Yes, we have our plan, ladies and gentlemen, which is going to happen with God's blessings. Hopefully.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm so honored to have
Thank you too.
my
Thank you for having
twin
me.
sister here, Miss Merly Barlaan. She is the director for UN Relations of the WFWP International. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Enjoy.
everyone.
Enjoy 2025. And thank you, 2024, for being kind and being supportive. Whatever
Yes.
happened, right?
Yeah. So the year of the snake, the year of
2025 is the year of the
yes,
snake.
this year of they said the year of abundance.
Is that?
Yes,
I
and
hope so.
wisdom.
Yes, for
And
sure.
let's hope for peace, end of war, and
No
the
more
beginning
war.
of new era of
No
peace.
more war, because that destroys lives and the environment, right, Twin?
Exactly. Yes.
We don't want that. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Hi, Rachel. Thank you for helping us.